Hey guys, this is RJ from Game News USA, coming at you from a land far, far away, a galaxy far, far away, where today we look at the review scores for Star Wars Outlaws. But first, please remember to hit the subscribe button, because we are on our way to 100 subs, so please continue to support the channel, much appreciated. So let's get right into it. Star Wars Outlaws, many of you have talked about it and discussed it. I really haven't talked about it too much. However, I had major problems with a $130 pre-order for early access. In fact, I feel like this game has already been out forever because of all the news that has come out about it. Yet, user reviews are not yet on Metacritic, because they can't be technically yet, for whatever reason. However, the critics have weighed in, and they have given this game a 76. I feel like there is a disconnect here. First of all, the critics aren't really talking about the things and the reasons why people are not happy with this game. They should be slamming the price point, slamming the glitches, the save-breaking bugs. Okay? It has some major issues. I've seen glitches online where it looks like the main character is scooting back, like moonwalking like Michael Jackson during a stealth scene. The game is full of woke elements. And that's why on today's video, we're going to be going from bottom to top on these reviews. Yeah, somebody actually gave this game a perfect 100, and I will get to that at the end of the video when I rant and rave. But first, we're going to start with the worst review that was given, score-wise, to Star Wars Outlaws. The only negative review on Metacritic, where they gave it a 76 overall. We're going to Eurogamer. They gave it a 40. Eurogamer said, it massively, bravely peels away the many layers of Ubisoft open world isms in Star Wars Outlaws. A fatal error. So, it actually went against the grain of normal Ubisoft open world games, and Eurogamer didn't like that. I tend to agree. Hardcore Gamer with a 50, now that we're in the mixed reviews. The idea of Star Wars game focusing entirely on the world of Outlaws in its seedier parts of the universe is a great one. But it deserved a different kind of game than Star Wars Outlaws. Oh man, burn on Star Wars Outlaws. The Irish Independent with a 60. Star Wars buffs will find much to relish here as Outlaws shines a bright light on fresh parts of the galaxies untouched by the relentless flow of TV spin-offs, but its attention to detail may be lost on players seeking a power fantasy akin to 2023 Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And that's what I want to talk about, okay? Star Wars is a big property. There's tons of different games going on with it. So it was okay for Outlaws to try what it did, but it needed to do everything it did, but better. It needed to, it needed to actually be a fully functional game before release, especially when you're going to charge people $130 for a pre-order to early access, and then tell people to wipe their saves. Unacceptable. Push Square also gave out a 60. So did Eurogamer Portugal, Gaming Bolt, VGC, Press Start Australia. These are all 60s. I want to go to a 65 by V Games, saying, love Star Wars? If your answer is unequivocal yes, there is definitely a place for a game like Star Wars Outlaws on your list of games, even if the execution is lacking. Attack of the Fanboy with a 70 saying somehow, despite the negatives, the game is still worth trying out. I'll say this. If it's on a severe discount, which Ubisoft games tend to do, I'd pick it up. $5 bargain bin. Why not? Maybe they'll have the glitches all fixed by then. Maybe if it comes to Game Pass, I'll try it. What else we got here? IGN Spain with a 70. Comic Book Well Played the Gamer with a 70. IGN itself with a 70. We gotta read their review. You know, they keep woke reporters around to trash Black Myth Wukong developers with false accusations of sexism. But let's see if they put Star Wars Outlaws to task. Not really, because IGN did its normal thing. It gave a 7, which is a 70 on Metacritic, saying Star Wars Outlaws is a fun, energetic heist adventure with great exploration, but it's hindered by simple stealth, repetitive combat, and a few too many bugs at launch. A few too many bugs at launch? Game-breaking bugs. Game-breaking bugs. When your game has game-breaking bugs, you're a fucking failure. Not a 70, not a 7 out of 10. You're more like Eurogamer's score, a 4 out of 10 at best. And that's what these critics don't realize. And they give them a pass for it. Because Ubisoft is lining their pockets. Malditos Nerds with a 70. IGN Italia with a 75. How about Spazio Games with a 75? Saying Star Wars Outlaws should have been a smaller game without the open world requirement at all cost. It falls into the unusual mistakes of previous Ubisoft games while it gives its best in the main missions, which are well structured and able to meet the favor of fans of the saga. I love it. Love this review. It might be my favorite review, even though I think the score is too high at a 75. But there are just far too many games that are open world. What was wrong with this game being sized down? Give me a 15, 20-hour campaign, and let's have some fun. What's the problem with that? Every game doesn't need to be 50-plus hours and open world and filled with padding. I think you guys agree. Washington Post with a 75. A strong reminder why Ubisoft formula became so influential, so reliable, and so popular. So Spazio Games and Washington Post both give this game a 75, but have wildly different explanations here. Spazio Games acting more negative than the review states. Washington Post acting more positive than the review score states. Guys, we need to be more universal about what's a good Metacritic score and what's not a good Metacritic score. 76 should be fine for most games, I think, right? But Star Wars Outlaws doesn't deserve to be a 76. CD Action also the 75. How about Inven with a 78? Unfortunately, Star Wars Outlaws doesn't fully break away from the familiar formula of a Ubisoft-style open world. While the repetitive gameplay and excessive stealth elements are disappointing, the game succeeds in delivering the joy of the Star Wars IP. By the way, guys, we are still getting to that perfect 100 score that at the end of the video, so try to stay patient if you can, because when I see it, I'm going to go off. GameLiner with an 80. Star Wars Outlaws captures the essence of the Star Wars universe with the stunning visuals and engaging gameplay. It's a thrilling adventure that stays true to the epic scale and feel of the galaxy far, far away. Oh, what a shill of a review that is by GameLiner. Bazzy Center Daily Star with 80s. The Guardian, Stoppedia with an 80. Stevivor with an 80. Tech Radar with an 80. A ton of 80s on here. Metro, 6th Axis, Jux Video, VG247, PlayStation Lifestyle, Screen Rant, PlayStation Universe, Twinfinite, Noisy Pixel, Game Grin, Dextero. So many 80s! How are you giving this game an 80? How is this game getting an 80 with game-breaking bugs? With a poor pricing model? With woke elements? I don't understand. You guys need to stop giving out 80s like candy and diluting the entire game industry. This game literally is getting shit on left and right by people. It gets a 76. Black Myth Wukong being lauded by people. 10 million people buying the game and playing it. All-time record on Steam. Doesn't have any of the pricing malpractices that Star Wars Outlaws has. Yet, it's an 81. The difference is 5 points. It feels like the difference between from here to fucking England at the Atlantic Ocean for the fans. But with the critics, they're almost right next to each other. Eurogamer with an 82. Outlaws offers an epic adventure in the criminal underworld of Star Wars, exploring the galaxy's dark side. Although some gameplay and visual aspects could be improved, its gripping story and references to the entire saga make it a standout title for fans. Level Up with an 83. Star Wars Outlaws is an epic journey worth living. It's an adventure that not only captures all those elements that have made Star Wars one of the most beloved franchises in all Okay, guys, these super positive reviews are sickening. I want to regurgitate what they're force-feeding me right now. It's straight PR bullshit. And you can tell. Player 2 with an 83. How about Games Critics with an 85? How much worse can this get? Outlaws is sure to satisfy anyone with a hunger for Star Wars thanks to its open worlds and abundance of things to do. Go fuck yourself! Go fuck yourself! Nobody's saying that. God is a Geek with an 85. Atomics with an 85. Worth Playing with an 85. Vandal with an 85. GamePro Germany 85. So many 85s. What are we doing? 88 by Voxel. What did they say? If you like the exploration of Uncharted, we may have to do the rant right now. You comparing this game to Uncharted is like comparing me to Brad Pitt. What the fuck were you looking at? Okay, what were you honestly looking at? By the way, that's an old reference, because Brad Pitt's fucking way old. So when I think of Brad Pitt, I'm thinking like the 90s. But anyway, I digress. Digital Chumps with a 90. Speaking of 90s. Star Wars Outlaws is definitely the kind of treasure that would be coveted by the seedy underbelly of the most notorious in a galaxy far, far away. No, it's not. They should be handing out refunds. Pocket Lint, Games Hubs, GameSpew. GameSpew is right. All 90s. We're getting towards the end. How about a 95 by Games Heroes that says massive entertainment created breathtaking environments across the galaxy, delivered a fast-paced combat system true to the scoundrel style, and crafted a story that rivals the modern movies. Well, he's not wrong. The modern movies suck! So this game also sucks! So yeah, it does rival the modern movies. It's garbage! Simply put, this is the Star Wars game of a generation. What the fuck am I reading? What the my mic's cutting out, I'm so pissed. The Star Wars game of a generation? We've had fucking Outlaws and Fallen Order. Even Battlefront's better than this shit! Okay. But there is one reviewer out there. One that takes the retard cake today. There's one reviewer out here that had the balls, the gonads, the dunce cap to actually sit here and give this game a perfect 100. Yes, that's right, a perfect 100. We're not talking about a game like Grand Theft Auto 5. Nah. We're not talking about a game like Tears of the Kingdom that some people love as the greatest game ever. No. We're not talking about Galaxy. They had the nerve, the audacity, and I am shaking right now with fury, to give Star Wars Outlaws a perfect 100. What? They said, Outlaws feels like a proper Star Wars game, but isn't tied down to the Skywalker saga. As if the Skywalker saga would be the problem for this game. It would be the only thing that would be good about it. Anyway, let me continue. The world feels suitably massive, with plenty of places to explore. Yeah, in a glitch-filled fuckfest. Skills to learn and dodgy dealings to get involved in. Have cherry-picked the best moments from groundbreaking title. Let me read some more. Oh. Developers have cherry-picked the best moments from groundbreaking titles such as Uncharted, Tomb Raider, The Witcher to create a unique, cohesive Star Wars title. Who fucking paid you? Who paid NME? Usually I don't go this hard on opinions, but you should get your brain checked. You should see a psychologist to try to figure out why would you give Star Wars Outlaws a perfect fucking score. It's beyond me. It's downright dirty. It's disturbing. It's a slap in the face to every game that's ever received a perfect score from any fucking reviewer, whether it was Tom, Dick, and Harry, IGN, or GameSpot. The entire industry has a fucking black stain on it from this goddamn review, and I'm fucking done. I'm sick of it. They need to do some changes around here with these fucking reviews. I've had enough of it. And with that being said, guys, that was kind of a peaceful review, right? That's the end of going over the review scores on Star Wars Outlaws. So once again, thank you for being on the channel, and much appreciated. Have a good one. I'm so fucking done!